right, welcome to the Culture of You podcast, recording at Zora's house. We are at Zora's house. Let's give it up one time for Zora's house. We love them. I'm your host, Karen Hewitt, having meaningful conversation with my favorite people. And let's give it up also for 3E Multimedia, who is recording and producing this podcast today.
Yes, 3E.
Yeah, 3E.
That's my friend.
And then this season, we are centering Black women, and yes, you're seeing Black women here. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what we're doing here in Zora's house for season 3. And then let's give it out really one time for the Purple Door Cafe, y'all. Let's give it up for the Purple Door Cafe.
This here,
They are the real ones for real, because everybody's drinking a beverage from there right now and enjoying it. There's lavender. I have tea. Apparently, there's a mocktail for like if you were on vacation, you could have a tea and tonic. You know what I mean, or coffee and tonic. But not alcoholic. So, yeah, nobody, it's just 11 a.m. All right, so.
I told her drink was light skin. That's why we're laughing over here.
And we both were offended.
Equally.
Beige
together.
is beautiful. Together.
Now, let's get to our incredibly talented and spirited panel of guests. I'm so excited about this conversation. So I wrote my own intros for you, and then I will ask you to like fill in the gaps. What did I miss, and what is stuff that you want people to know about it? Because we rarely get like introduced the way we want to get introduced. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna introduce you, but I also want to hear from you all what you are wanting to hear or wanting to be told about you. So the first person I'm gonna go right here. Qamil. Qamil is the prototype for Renaissance women and a mogul.
Prototype.
Entertainment producer, videographer, manager for artists, her own label, books, all right, editing, visuals, and graphic, singer and songwriter. I'm gonna put chef in there because I've hired you to cook for me many a time. There's literally no end to her gifts, and as someone who enjoys being all over the place, I love it. She's one of the kindest and most consistent people in my life. So talented. She makes adorable, talented, and brilliant children, and she is freshly married.
Yes.
And so
Come on,
she's
wife.
also one of the reasons that I'm great on these social media streets. So that is my introduction for Qamil.
Thank you.
Do you want to fill in some blanks? What did I miss?
That's a lot of stuff. I be crocheting stuff.
Yes.
It's not as a business, but really to balance all of that. I have made amazing children. I'm done with that. Hard done. Hard stop. I'm the founder of the Ohio R&B Music Festival. And my company, SoulDope Entertainment, has been popping in Columbus for 15 years.
Yes.
So
Correct.
I've earned the seat. I've earned all my seats. I've worked very hard for everything that I do on behalf of the R&B community, really. That's my love. I think that's it. I also have a podcast, The SoulDope Show, where I interview independent artists and innovators in the community that do cool things. And there's probably other stuff, but that's good for now.
We'll get into it.
Yeah, you know.
All right. So next we have Dear Miss Stevi. Dear Miss Stevi is one of the most tender, clever, and erotic poets I have ever met. The hostess with the mostest. Stevi is catching up to her greatness, but there's a lot of it. I've commissioned Stevi to write something for me because it was so personalized and like she saw me, and I really love that. We got to get Stevi outside though, and in the socials, although she does host a weekly open mic for music, comedy, and of course poetry at the Dallas on Wednesday nights, where if you are lucky, you will get comedy and poetry from her talking about her teenage grown-sized boys.
Yes.
Mother of the year, not gonna lie, they can never make me hate you, Dear Miss Stevi. That's Dear Miss Stevi right there. Okay, and fill in the gaps. What did we miss? Because you be quiet sometimes.
All right, get me together right away. No, I think you nailed it. You know, I am from Columbus. I got my start in like the poetry creative streets at 16 in Columbus. So shout out to just kind of all of the creators and curators and the people that are our aunties, unks, OGs out there who really did like build a path for folks like me to continue. And now hopefully I can, through my little show and stuff like this.
Little show.
Oh, dang, my bad.
Start over. Do it again.
Okay, I shouldn't have said little show. It was just like kind of a colloquialism. It was just a figure of speech.
Poet.
I'm sorry. My amazing show, the Dallas, is one of the premier venues in the city. I think it was voted like one of the top 10 venues and galleries in the city by Columbus Alive. So yeah, that's where my show is. Boom. Okay. So yeah, that's me though. You did great. Thanks.
I'm just going to sit here in the discomfort for a second. Okay, great. Thank you, dear Miss Stevi. All right, Tiffany Mariie. 2 eyes, get it right. We've been rocking for a minute. Tiffany was one of the first poets I really connected with when I came here in 2012. She was singing with her poem, and you know, I'm old school. I don't look it, but I'm definitely over 40, and I was like, this is a flowetry vibe for real. And it's better than that, actually, to be honest. So I bought T-shirts from Tiffany. She's a producer, creator of The Rose Garden, a consistent friend and collaborator. She never switch up. Hilarious in getting the studs together. That's hilarious. She will be. She be telling them, like, post, like, don't do this. And I really respect, I'm not a stud, but I do appreciate the nods to the community. Helpful hints, if you will. But she will be leaving early, and we will send her off with a lot of love to her next interview because we are all, like, you know, funding our stuff right now. We'll talk about that in a second. But, yeah, so she's going to give it up for Tiffany Mariie here.
Hey.
The love. All right, what did I miss? Fill me in.
Yeah, so you hit it on the nail, on the head. I am a poet. I host an open mic as well called the Poets Pop-Up at Sunny's Barbershop and Art Gallery. I also am the owner of the EXO Collective. We specialize in systems and administrative work for artists and creative entrepreneurs. So yeah, that's it.
No, it's not.
It's not it.
She's also my right hand with the R&B festival.
Yes. So I am the person who makes sure that people don't get on Camille's nerves.
She's the artist.
With the festival.
Artist
How's that
liaison.
going?
Yes.
She's doing
it's
great.
Oh, listen, I be firing people.
It's spicy.
It's fun.
It's a little spicy.
It's fun.
It's great. Don't forget that. That's good.
Correct.
I love
It's
that.
a big deal.
Thank you. And obviously you can see why I curated this group together. This is going to be lovely. So let's get into it. Each of you shapeshift between art, production, hosting, healing, and professionalism. Which version of you is the most alive right now?
Can you say the things, the categories?
Each of you shapeshift between art, production, hosting, healing, and professionalism. Which version of you is the most alive right now?
Healing. I think the healer is the most alive for me right now. I think I've finally made it out of survival mode. And so on the other side of that, for me, it's like I don't have a desire to hustle. I don't have a desire to push too hard or do too much. It's like, what does it look like now that I'm not fighting for my life? So I'm having a great time, actually. So that's the other side of survival mode. It's like, okay, so what's it look like to have a great time? What does joy look like? What does fun look like? Like those kind of things.
And
So that's
allowing
what
yourself to feel that, right?
Yes.
Because
And it's
we're
like,
not.
and it's like sometimes I get in these spaces where it's like, oh, I need to be producing. I need to be doing something. I need to be out here and relevant. And it's like, I don't want to do any of that, actually. I actually want to hang out with my friends and have experiences and do things. So
I love that. Thank you. Who's next?
I am.
Okay. To piggyback off of that, so healing is ongoing for me. I'm coming out of 2.5 years of postpartum depression while trying to be an artist, while trying to be people's mama who's having a baby at 40, because that's interesting. So I would say healing, but because that is an ongoing and there's always something that we have to heal from or get through, I'm going to go with art for my answer, because even in my sleep, I am in an artist mode. Like, I was in the bed the other 2 nights ago thinking of, I should write a blog. This is what I'm going to make a blog with. It's 2 a.m. Like, go to sleep. So it just doesn't like go away. I'm always in artist mode, which coincides with producer mode. For me, how can I make things better? How can I make things more beautiful? How can I make people feel good? Even if they're coming to work with me as an artist or as like a right hand, What are they going to leave with? Love is art to me. So all of that is really love, art. So I'm going to say love. Love is where I'm at. Yeah.
That's really beautiful. Thank you.
I'm not gonna lie, I forgot some of the categories.
Would you like me to repeat
Yes,
it?
please.
Sure. We respect neurodivergence and possibly weed brain. It's fine. So each of you shapeshift between art, production, hosting, healing, and professionalism.
Yeah.
Which version of you is the most alive right now?
Thank you. So I really appreciate that, especially from a neurospacey perspective. So thanks. But did you say pea brain? Pea brain?
I said weed.
Weed brain. Oh, that was nicer than the pea brain thing. I was gonna say, if it was pea. Why would I even ever think you would say that? I'm not sure. We gotta explore that. Why would I ever think that?
I'm never doing nothing but throwing flowers at you, or dollars. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
I mean, I was gonna
Whatever
take
you prefer.
I was gonna take it. I was gonna take. Anyway, I'm sorry. Let's bring it back. So sorry.
Are you alive?
You're not allowed to say sorry anymore for the rest of this podcast. Okay? Okay, carry on.
Believe it or not, it was professionalism. Okay, no, seriously, it's professionalism because I had a conversation with my boyfriend's mom recently, and we were just talking about like what I was in the conversation talking about what I believe was like best for my kids or best for, her son and just best for this, that, and then whatever. And she's just like, what's best for you? This is the one thing that I haven't heard during this conversation. And she was like, really, like, sit down and think about that. Like, what is best for you? And then I did, and I realized what was best for me really had nothing to do with anybody else. Because I always thought if I am working towards what's best for everybody else, then what's best for me is just going to automatically, kind of sync up. It'll like, because what's best for me is everybody to be good. What's best for me is for my kids to be happy and, for this person to be safe and for my mama to be straight and, to try to be a good friend. And I get to host so that, I should just be happy. I at least get to do some art and, just kind of accepting these things and realized like very quickly that, I've been kind of abandoning myself and not showing up for myself the way that I show up at work, the way that I show up for other people, the way, that I attempt to show up when I don't feel like it. So then I don't have any energy left to show up for myself instead of just choosing that rest more wisely. So I say professionalism because I realize I need to apply the same polish, the same, confidence, the same abilities, the same passion for myself, my craft, and not just leave that for other people. Like, it really for real, like, I does this. Why don't I lean into the, not only do I does this, I does it well. It's so well, in fact, that I was actually hired to host for last year's Ohio R&B Festival.
And killed it.
So, I mean, toot. So, I need to apply that same pride, towards myself, my gifts, and really get out there.
What you didn't know you were going to get was a Black woman group therapy session, and you are getting it. Thank you for being so vulnerable, because I know that somebody watching this needs to hear that to keep putting that rigor into their art as much as they put into the world and put out there. So thank you so much. All right, here's a fun question. So how do you handle visibility and relative fame locally? And then if you have something get on your nerves about the fame and like how weird people are when you're kind of D-list famous. I don't know. But like, if you have a story about that, that would be great too.
Okay, so listen. I am really an introvert in real life, and so A lot of times when I'm out and I'm doing poetry and I'm performing, there's like this switch that's like, before I get out the car, I'm like, okay, turn it on. Let's do the things, right? But things like Kroger or like the club when I'm drunk with my friends, I don't want to talk about poetry. I promise I don't. Like, I can't. I don't even know what you're saying.
I want to be ratchet with my friends.
Like, I don't even know what you're talking about. And you're asking me when my next show is? Girl, I am 3 drinks in. I do not know. But it's fun. Like, it's really fun. And I have moments, I have a lot of moments where it's like the little girl in me is always super surprised that people want to hear what I have to say. And that's like a part of the trauma, right? It's like, oh no, be seen and not heard, right? And so for me to have grown up, and I've been like an artist for like 10 years now, and for people to be like, hey, can you come sit on this podcast and talk about whatever your brain says? It's like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, why not? So it's cool, but it's also like those moments where it's like I'm also human, and I don't necessarily always want to be consumed in that way. Sometimes I just want to exist in who I am and what I'm actually experiencing. And it's like in the outside world, like I'm Tiffany Mariie and I'm this poet and everyone wants to, can you say a poem right now? Like what? I'm getting bread, bro. Like I don't, what are we talking about? No, I can't. So yeah, that's it. That's the thing.
I love that. The whole introvert, extrovert, ambivert conversation. Thank you for bringing that in there.
Bruh. Okay. Okay, so the first part was how do you handle like being visible?
Visible and relatively famous locally.
You know,
You definitely are.
I feel like I don't know, maybe to some people.
Yes.
I handle it with gratitude because don't nobody have to pay attention to anything that I'm doing. And I think that a lot of times, most times, people get out here, they do well, and then they feel entitled to that attention, whether they're doing anything or not. I don't feel entitled to anything. It is a blessing for people to give a shit about what I'm doing at all times, no matter what it is. So I handle it with gratitude and humility because I am I am someone's wife and mom. And I be at home in my bonnet with my yarn, just chilling. So first, anyone to care about anything I have to say is cool to me. But I also accept that as a gift from God because he gave me thoughts and ideas and visions and that he knew that people needed. So that is where my gratitude comes from. The downloads that he gives me, I know, are for people. And that's what keeps me going. The millions of times that I've quit and be like, I'm just going to go into obscurity and I'm just going to like write children's books and start rewatching Guiding Light and Young and the Restless from like the beginning and not talk to anybody. And sometimes I log off for like a month and I don't talk to nobody. Because I don't want to, so I'm grateful for all of it. I'm grateful for people who care for me. I'm grateful for people that understand what I'm doing. I'm grateful for people who don't understand because they're going to figure it out. They always figure it out, which is why I'm still relevant and why I'm still here, because I have things that are worth paying attention to, worth figuring out, and that are impactful. For 15 years in this community, things that I don't like about it, people.
Period. Hard stop.
Egos, hypocrisy, people who are unhelpful but have opinions. If you've never offered to help me do shit, don't talk about what I'm doing. Because all you have to do, anybody who knows me knows, if you send me a message and be like, I would like to, I'm going to be like, what do you want to do? Okay, we got this, I got this, I got this, I got this. So if you have never said, hey, Qamil, I really dig what you're doing, and is there a space? Like, I have created spaces for so many people, and I'm not even I don't talk about it because that's not why I do it. I do it because God told me to do it, even when y'all be getting on my nerves. I still show up. I've been showing up for a long time. People. So for the downside is when you are someone who consistently shows up for your community and people fight you on that or they feel a way about that. That doesn't make sense to me. But I understand that it comes with the territory. If you do something good, there's going to always be the other side of the coin, Yeah.
It's a buzz. I mean, you're definitely in their mouth regardless. And engagement is good.
On various social media platforms, all I'm doing is trying to like help people be great out here. That's all.
That's it. That's the
And
vision.
crochet. I just want.
There-
Okay, I need to
I'm
talk
gonna be-
about Joanne's Fabrics and how I went out of business and how I've been grieving because one of my things. Okay, so like the day after, let me have this. The day after the R&B festival last year, and you're on that high, like wow, something cool. You did that. What did I want to do? Can you take me to Joann's to buy yarn? And then the news dropped that Joann's is going out of business. And I used to walk in, like, remember you go to Toys R Us and you're like, oh, that was me in the yarn aisle. And then they went out of business. But I heard that Michael's has acquired them, so there might be hope for me. I'm not sure how that happened, but I needed to get that out.
I was about to say, did your husband take you to buy
He
several
did.
stacks of yarn?
I
don't
spent
know what
a
they call
lot
them.
of
Rolls?
yarn.
What is it?
They're called skeins.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. So I stocked up in case of emergency. Even though there are plenty of places to buy yarn online. It's not the same. It's not the same.
Do you like Walmart yarn?
Walmart, people are going to be watching this like, where? I was curious.
balling on a budget
That's
or
where I
whatever.
started. Walmart was
curious,
the
I'm sorry.
beginning. They have a brand called Red Heart Yarn that's like beginner yarn. It's cool. It's real thick though. Like you be hot.
You don't like it.
I
Yeah.
switched to
You
a
don't like
different one. Yeah, it's like that's what I learned.
You
to
be making
crochet with.
outfits though. Like
I
you
do.
can't make a beginner yarn.
I be having stuff. The problem with making outfits
and a tank
is you spend a month making a jacket, and then by the time you finish, it's 90 degrees, so then you can't wear it. I have so many cardigans. Next year. So it's winter, y'all gonna see me in my apparently clothing line.
I love that so much. Stevie, when you get outside, how you feel about the publicity and the
Because
visibility?
even though you be hiding, people know who you are.
they know, they show up.
They do. I am having a really hard time with this question. I was actually going to ask if you wouldn't mind offering like your
Sure.
perspective and how you handle.
I'm gonna let you
being
flip it because you're the
famous.
hostess with the mostest. So I'm gonna let you do that. So for me, I'm very, very community oriented. I require, and I've just recently understood this to its fullest, I require a certain amount of silence and restoration time. And the same, like I'll get in when I used to drink, I would be in a bar and I'd be a couple drinks in and people would tell me their life story. And so I think that for me is like keep it cute. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to be out here not thinking about nothing either. Like I don't always want to be like the curator or the center of attention. I know I'm a Leo. I know I'm a Leo rising and a Leo sun. I know that. The Aries moon. It's a lot of fire in here. Okay.
Oh, wow.
I found out this Qamil was a Sagittarius. I didn't know that, and I was like, more fire, please. But yeah, because they be giving her the blues. I'm just gonna tell y'all that they be giving her the blues. It be right, and she is so nice. But I think boundaries. I've also had to really learn boundaries because sometimes people will jump in my inbox as if we have rapport because they've seen me be vulnerable.
They don't
social
even say
media
hi or
wise.
nothing. They
Nah,
just-
nah. It's just what can I have? What can I have? And I think sometimes, we're reflections, we're mirrors, and so I think sometimes that reflection or what they see in me or what they think they want from me is just their inner child or they're wanting affirmation and wanting to be able to do the work and wanting tools to do the work. And I've had so many things that I've had to have and create tools for, and that's kind of like my purpose is I heal so that I can help others heal, right? I create, I do art to heal. Like that is my process. That is my ritual. That is my ceremony. But then when I come out and I'm with other people, that is to create in community and provide like helpful hints because I know ADHD, all that kind of stuff. I have all these things where I generally have to do the most work for that. And so that helps people. And I appreciate that. And just the same, it comes with a lot of stuff. And sometimes I have to be like, no, I can't do that. Like, don't call me without texting me. Like, my phone's on D every day, all the time. Like if you have to be a special person to get through on my groups to be like, well, right. I mean, we talked for years before we ever even had each other's number through Facebook Messenger. So, and it's fine. Like we were communicating like deeply, but it's like, so I think the access is the challenge is like who gets access. Because I'm not going to give access to somebody new. I'm going to give access to the people that have been here, that have been consistent. that have seen me at lows, that don't think that I'm this magical human being that can fix everything and that can do everything and that has all this money. Like I don't want people to think of me like that. I want to be known as a real human that really struggled and worked through it, and like y'all saw me grind and rise to the top. You know, like I want that to be the community win whenever that gets to that point where I can do some more things, you know?
I think people think that access and entitlement are the same.
Say the difference.
Like, just because I do 20 shows in a month, right, doesn't mean, like, and I think people do it with, like, celebrities, too. It's like, oh, I should know about all your life, and why aren't you telling us this? And especially in the age of, like, content and social media. I struggle so much with content because I don't want to. Like, I just don't want to, right? But that's, like, the nature of what we do. So it's like, you're not entitled to me just because I'm a public figure and you see me on social media. Like Qamil said, I don't want to talk to y'all. And I'm, and you did it, but that's what I heard. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. And so, you know, I don't want to talk to y'all. But I love y'all. I love y'all so much, but I don't want to talk to y'all. And my nonverbal time is really important to me, so.
Because if I don't have capacity, I can't give anything. Like, I'm not, the capacity, the restoration time, the silence is actually for y'all. So that I'm like the person that I want to be showing up and stuff. Does that help?
That is awesome.
Is she being a mom?
Say that again.
I was going to say, because on top of all of that, Stevie's a mom, I'm a mom. Yes. We have literal humans who we feed. I'm changing diapers. So am I really about to sit here and talk to you about the idea that you might have an idea about? No, we're not going to do it.
Consultation fee, you can have my time.
I have to make beefaroni for this 2-year-old, right? Your
For them to
kids
throw it
want a
all over the
DoorDash
place.
all the time. Like, consider that when people have, like, humans that they're taking
pick
care
your
of.
brain. The
Yeah,
pick your brain.
man. The picking the brain. There's not much
Not
left.
pick
Buy
my
me
brain.
lunch, man.
Like,
Buy me lunch. Send me a cash app. Yeah, and the funny thing is, like, my friends that have
Chicken.
been around, they know that. Like, white, black, Asian, they know that. They gonna throw me some money. Like, you know what? You work real hard, and I do want to use your brain, but like, let me buy you a coffee, or like, you know, like, do that at least.
Okay, so how do you do now that we've really
we got you,
into
Stevie.
it?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, one of the things that it, to me is a common thread in listening to all of you is just how responsible you are with yourself and your gifts, and I just think that is so important. And I think one of the reasons I even shy away from this question or have a hard time with it is because I have a very kind of just a weird relationship with people. You know, like, I have always kind of felt like a misfit a lot of times, and I'm kind of awkward sometimes. So, and I don't think people know that I feel that way, like, almost all the time. So it is hard to, why is this making me emotional?
Let it out.
It's hard. It's hard sometimes to engage with people and then also have to explain, like, hey, you know, like, like you said, like, you know, I know you want to tell me about, you know, your grandma and then the things that happened, you know, last year, and then your job where they was talking stuff, and then, you know, your whole your relationship ain't working out, and, you know, and yeah, it's like I'm all ears. Sure.
But you don't have to be. Turn them off.
But then I just kind of go away. Like, I just be like, all right, well, I'm just not coming outside for a while. Because also, this is also the thing. Okay, in all honesty, I feel a sense of, like, guilt, because I feel like in order to, because there is a sense of responsibility to your community that you have. And so when I am not able to show up for my community in the way that I would like to, because I don't have the energy, the time, the capacity to do so, it's harder for me to accept when people are showing up for me, especially if they're showing up consistently, because I'm like, I don't have it to return right now. The love's not lost. I love you down. I love you deep. And I don't know how else to show you this. When me showing up and you coming to see me is sometimes all that I have left to give after everything else. So, and that sounds so selfish. And that's this kind of the space I've been in. So that's why I think I've been just more quiet. Because raising teenagers is hard. And, you know, watching just a lot of different things happen. Watch your parents age is hard. You know, I'm 41. And my body changing as a woman, like just different things happening is hard. And I'm like, I don't know if that I have the energy to both go through this and explain this. So I have to figure out which one to do and when. And I'm just learning that balance. So.
You don't give yourself enough credit for the kind of friend that you are, which I can speak on this personally because we're actually like really, really friends. Don't cry.
Because if you cried and she gonna cry, and I'm
give
gonna
yourself enough credit.
I'm never telling nobody that.
There's no one way to show up as a friend. You show up in different ways. If you don't have the capacity to literally pull up with a bottle and sit and have shots, you are at least sending a text message to say, are you good? I'm thinking about you. Is there anything that I can do? Karen does the same thing. How can I support you in this moment? Even asking that question is a thing that most people don't do because, you know, narcissism, et cetera, et cetera. But I think you need to give yourself credit for that because you've consistently been that kind of friend to so many people. So you don't have to show up with the cape on every time with a cheeseburger or whatever. Just being like, just the fact that people know, like I know that if I'm going through some shit, I can shoot you a text and we might just talk via text for, you know, a broken conversation for 3 days, but we're still going to talk about it. Just being someone that people know that they can talk to, that they know they can talk to you and trust you to keep their secrets, to celebrate them, to be like, yeah, what are we doing? Where are we going? What you want to do? Like, that's some super friend stuff there. So take that in.
Yeah, you know
and
where
know
the
that you
bodies are buried,
actually
baby.
are her, like, friend in the dictionary and the stuff that you do, top tier.
Top tier.
Also, one thing that I want to add, because I love you. We've had these moments. Like, I absolutely love you. You don't have to explain. And I think that's something that I had to learn because I'm Superwoman too, so I get it, right? I don't have kids and stuff, but I'm responsible for everybody.
Yeah, you do.
My daddy is
All them studs is
First of all,
all your stud babies.
oh God. First of all, my dad is 71 and I'm raising him. He at the house right now. Like you know what I'm saying? We doing stuff.
Yes.
But you don't have to explain. And I think like that's the biggest thing, and it goes back to that access and entitlement, right? It's like I don't have to explain that I'm going through something. I don't have to explain why I can't show up. I just can't come. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do that. And once you lock in with the fact that I don't owe anybody an explanation other than the people that I'm responsible for, that's them babies. Right? You don't owe nobody else an explanation. So because you don't owe anybody else that explanation, once you buy into that, it'll release a lot of the pressure that you're putting on yourself.
And that was the first thing I had to really learn when I was, I got coaching for when I started my podcast and when I started my Patreon, right? Like I was like, all right, we're going to do coaching. And I thought I was about to get all this graphic stuff. And my coach, Tori, was like, all right, how do you deal with criticism? Because you're about to be more public facing. Like we're about to put you out here on this platform. It may not be right now, but at some point it could be big, right? So how do you deal with criticism, and how confident are you to like affirm yourself? Because the light in you is going to attract people, and it's also going to repulse some people because they're not ready to do that work and get to that light.
Oh, yeah. Big facts.
So, I mean, you have to, like, that's one of the first things that I think you have to do or get to once you push past that. The other really cool thing is that you just said you were 41. I'm 42, about to be 43, and perimenopause is a bitch. But what I will say is the mind about it is really cool, because you get to the point where you're like, oh, what? You don't pay any bills. You don't do anything for me. Why am I talking to you? Why am I spending any time on you? Why am I letting you dysregulate my nervous
Why am I
system?
feeling
Like, are you
guilty
kidding me?
because of
Are you
your
kidding?
stuff? Like, this is crazy.
Man, go get something to do. Like, get a hobby. Like, I'm actually too big. Like, I will post stuff and run away. Like, I'm going to do something else, right?
And forget that I posted it until I come back
I
3
have a
days
person
later.
who schedules mine, so
Okay,
that's
period.
amazing. if you're into that, and thank God, but we do have fun. Like we have fun, like pulling up the ideas and everything like that. But I'm on to the next thing, right? And then people are like, "Oh wow, you're so busy." I'm like, "Yeah, but when you don't see me when I'm not at a show, I'm at home. I'm journaling. I'm getting up at 6 and I'm meditating. I'm doing all of that stuff because otherwise I'm not okay." And being a spouse. Yeah. And me and my wife don't even live together, so I gotta work extra hard. You know, I gotta call her and stuff. I'm like, I gotta, I gotta like plan dates and stuff. You know what I mean? Because she respects and loves me for who I am, and she lets me, you know, have my own space to be able to, you know, go to sleep and not have to talk to anybody for 16 hours a night. But it's still no. I said I don't talk to people for 12 to 16 hours a night. Yeah, I mean it's sometimes I will get home at 8 and then I'm like, oh yeah, just keep talking. I'm sorry,
Okay.
Keep talking to the mic. But yeah, like I will sometimes be home at 8 and done with meetings at 8, and then I won't see or talk to anybody until 11 a.m. the next day.
That's great.
That's wonderful.
I might,
Oh
you know,
my
send
God.
some emails and do some admin because I enjoy that
Don't
kind
give
of
me
stuff.
no ideas like Che. So, what do you think?
So how can we get to 16 hours of
feel
nonverbal
about
time?
a second home.
Just come over. You can have downstairs. It's cool. It's cool. Sharita, you know, we gonna kick it.
He gonna roll his
We'll
eyes
be
so
real
hard.
quiet. And we'll just look at each other. Sometimes I'll be like, I ain't got it.
I'm
Going
so
upstairs
quiet.
tonight. Sharita be like, all right. Like, because that's not my person. You know, like, it can get offensive if you, like, love somebody and then you come in and you're like, don't talk to me. Like, you know what I mean? It gets weird. So.
Head nod. Go get your smoothie. And, all right.
I hope that poured into you. You were about to say something, though. So do you want to add anything to that conversation?
I don't remember if I was gonna say
Okay.
anything. I'm just listening.
You just soaking it up?
Yeah, I am. No,
Okay.
this is so good. That's honestly, people expect and think, like, while we're on this topic, they expect me to be on all the time. Like, they think that I am like super nice and friendly and bubbly and all of these things all the time.
And Dear Miss Stevie is different than Stevie Knight.
Correct.
Right.
Have you seen Mad Stevie? Because I've seen Mad Stevie. It's quite entertaining. I mean, I respect the genuine
And you know,
emotions,
poets is the thugs.
but it's not what she just said. Y'all think all the time.
It is not. It ain't
Because
all
we be
roses.
looking at each other, somebody would do that, and we all be like, ah. Like, we like looking at each other like, oh my God.
Right. So I think that
Layers.
yes, there are layers. There are layers, and I honestly, one of the things I enjoy the most is being in situations just like this where I can just listen and be in community and just like soak things in, and oftentimes because my show at the Dallas ends up being kind of a smaller crowd, which is completely fine. Whatever size it is all right. It ends up being kind of like an artist salon. So we have a chance to workshop and like give each other feedback and like talk through things or talk about what's going on. And it just becomes that communal and third space that I've been saying. I said in an interview with Jeff Anderson. Shout out to Jeff, who's always trying to do things for the poet community. But I was talking about how I initially wanted a show that I was hosting before the one at the Dallas. I just wanted it to be a third place where people can come and talk and be in community. So yeah, it's not always about like what I have to say or, you know, telling, you know, some crazy story that people happen to think is funny. I just sometimes do want to be in the quiet. I do want to have a slow morning. I do, you know, just want to get out my car and hug a tree and take a deep breath and, you know, ground myself and sometimes just be with the girls and not say nothing. And it took my best friend even a long time to get used to me being quieter as we got older. And she's like, "You so quiet, you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sometimes just, you know, there ain't nothing to say. Like, I'm comfortable and it's okay." And we have now settled into this really sweet space, you know, because she's one of the people that's known me the longest. Like, a few of my best friends, we've been friends forever. We just settled into a space where we can be in the calm and the quiet and just chill.
That's a great space with friendship. Sometimes we feel like when we get together, it has to be like, "Hey, what are you doing? What's going on?" And sometimes it's just, you want to read your book and sit over there. I want to be over here scrolling on TikTok or whatever and just being crocheting. We'll be honest, I'll be crocheting. Or looking up yarn. patterns, and just do that. But being in the same space with other women who are your friends who get you is a rare, I can't really remember the last time I was just sitting on the couch and my friend was sitting on the couch doing nothing and something was on the TV, but we were still together and may crack a joke or girl, look at this kind of thing. So sometimes as we evolve as women, we should have more of that.
There's so much safety in just shutting the fuck up. It's really great. It's real, like together. Like let's just be quiet together.
It's loud enough out there.
Yeah,
It's
like
loud
what?
enough out
Shut
there.
up.
Shut up.
Has so much to say all the time. It's so loud. So
We
many.
should create a group that's like, shut up and
Shut
chill.
up and chill. Don't tell me. Don't even put it in my head, guys, because you know how it'll
Oh,
happen.
no. You like the spades? That's over.
Oh, my gosh.
Double Dutch and brunch? No. Shut up and chill.
Shut up and chill.
Yeah.
It's here. Just come in here, sit down.
I think you might get
Be
like,
quiet.
loads of people for that.
Right.
Totally. For sure.
We should do it.
Okay. Okay. So we're gonna talk about that afterwards. But while we're here, what's something that you believed when you first started performing, producing, doing your art that you now know is complete bullshit?
I have something.
Go. Do it. We're gonna let you go.
And it took this was even a recent like battle I had within myself, that there is no like correct way for me to be specifically a spoken word artist or poet. There, I think, is this idea like that you have to perform a particular way, you have to have a particular content, you have to, you know, do it a particular, like I have to memorize every single piece, and then I have to and I'm like, no. And this is no shade to anybody doing anything. Do your thing, but that's my point: is do your thing. I'm gonna do my thing, and I think people really believe you have to do it a certain way for it to be art, for it to be truly a part of whatever craft that you're attempting to, you know, create. No, do you. So that's
And it's art whether you perform it or not.
period, because there's plenty that y'all don't hear or see.
You should be.
Big facts.
I mean, we would love to hear it.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, we'll wait. We'll wait. We're here. So yeah.
Oh, y'all been getting me together this whole time.
Like, I didn't know I was gonna come here and get all of this. All right. What else?
No, you go.
That age matters. That there's this rush to do certain things before you're 30, before you're 40, before you're 50. You better hurry up and get the thing done and do it this certain way and look this way and talk this way and dress this way. That there are rules, especially for a Black woman. I didn't start like seriously my singing like R&B career till I was 29. In the industry, in the real world, that's like 97. But there are no limitations on God-given gifts. If you're gonna be dope at 70, you can be dope at 102. You can suck at 17. You can suck at 102. There's no time frame. So I felt so much pressure when I first started. Like I feel like I'm a late bloomer in so many ways in my life, but that was the timing for me. So I in a lot of ways, though I've done a lot of things, now I understand that was how it was supposed to be. And I don't even understand why yet, but I also don't need to understand why. That's another thing. You don't have to understand everything. I thought I had to have it all lined out. I'm going to do this. I want to sing in here and here and here, by here and here and here. I don't have to do none of that shit. All I have to do is show up for myself and do what's on my heart. Like, also, I understand now that people don't have to like anything that I'm doing. You don't have to understand that song that I wrote because I didn't write it for you. I wrote it for me. And I wrote that video concept so it can look like I want it to look, so that I can be proud of what I've done and get out what I need to get out. I'm not getting it out for other people. I love that people resonate with my music and my art or whatever I got going on, but it's not for people. It's for me. It was given to me for me and to be received by who it's supposed to be received by. So I understand that now, and that's cool.
I think my thing has been the out of sight, out of mind concept, right? So where it's like, like I said earlier, like I don't really like to be consumed all the time, especially with art. Like I'm a poet, and that's me. Whenever I share something, it's literal pieces of me that I'm giving y'all. So for a long time, like when I first started, everyone would say like, no, you need to constantly be producing and constantly be doing things, or people are gonna forget about you. And it's like I went through this space where I was like mass producing poems. It was crazy. But they weren't good.
I was gonna say, were they good though?
What is it? Who was it, Erica or Lauren that said you gotta go live a little to get some material?
They were terrible poems, right? But people love them because it's like I'm an artist and I'm a performer, so I know how to get out here and make this bullshit sound like the best thing you've ever heard. But I know that they suck. I know that they suck, right? So with that though, it's like I've had to get very intentional about that out of sight, out of mind thing. It's like, actually, in order for me to give y'all the stuff that matters, I have to disappear. I have to take some time and some space to just get out the way. Y'all might not see me at a function, and it's not because I don't love y'all, but I'm gonna go to the R&B show instead of to the poetry event because I need to put my ears and my eyes on some different stuff other than what I do, right? Because we get consumed so much in what we do. Like, I don't want to sit at the poetry shows all the time, because then I have to go home and write poems too because I got a show coming up. Like, this is crazy. Like, I don't want to do any of this. I don't want to do any of these things. But the out of sight, out of mind thing, like, as an artist, balance is imperative because it's like I can't produce at my best. I can't even hear the instructions that I'm supposed to hear because I'm so consumed in content, and I need to post a picture. I need to post a flyer. I need to do the things. And it's like, I don't want to.
Yeah, I definitely have gotten to the point where, like, if there are times when, you know, I obviously have a lot going on and I have some systems finally in place that keep that going. But then people are like, you know, oh, you're so busy. Like, so it's like always something. They're always going to have feedback for you. But, like, get to the point where you're like, I don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, you think I'm busy, but I actually took these pictures 12 weeks ago.
Right. Oh, or they have like 15-second attention spans anyway.
What?
Or they be counting your pockets. I know that you've experienced that because you post, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. So now, you must be out here. I love to see your bank account. And people are like, shut up. You don't know anything. It was somebody
who never posted, though. It was somebody who never comments on my shit.
Like, I still need you to buy me coffee. Like, what are you talking? Do you know how much this shit costs?
No, he was like, I mean, it was somebody that I was in a leadership program with, and we never really communicate like via comments on posts. And it was one point, I think I have a Ruben Rojas ambassadorship. And so they have like all this stuff with, see, that's a reaction, right? So like, so I have shirts, I get my little discount, and I get a little commission. Like, it's 11%, guys. So I get like a little commission on this stuff, right? And it was like, oh, your pockets, because it was right after I stopped working in the corporate sector, which was like, that was a bag. Like, I was paying for a whole production side, my whole brand, Karen Marie, Culture Review, all of that. And then I had a day job, right? And so that's where we really started to deepen into our work. But I was just like, where were you? You know what I mean? Like, my dad just died. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, come on. Like, don't be counting my pockets. Don't ever count. And I saw people do that with Dawn Staley. And Dawn Staley is a basketball coach. She's for USC. I don't know if y'all know. She's also an Olympian.
I love her.
Yeah, she was at Old Dominican. She's really, she played at Virginia. Sorry, not Old Dominican. That's Tisha Pinachero, my other. Yeah. All right, so Dawn is an Olympian. She's amazing. Mm-hmm. And she's at University of South Carolina, go Gamecocks or whatever. And she's won several national championships. And they would post like, oh, she has this contract, like $6 million or whatever. And then they'd be like, oh, well, like people would say stuff like, that's enough.
I will support you less because I feel like you've made it.
You make too much.
You look like you made it, so you don't need me to show up and support
crazy.
What you're doing.
Because I got my whole outfit from Shein, and you is in my pocket.
But if said celebrity does anything, I'm going to go buy those things immediately and spend $80 on a T-shirt at their concert.
Don't let a new Jordan come out. Don't let a new Jordan come out.
Because you live down the street, and I think that you might be doing all right, so I'm going to redirect because no longer interesting to me because you're not looking like you're fighting for your life.
Oh my god!
I'm not a starving artist. Like, I'm not a starving artist. I'm actually okay.
We still have to make money.
We have to go to work.
Bills are paid, but this is work. This is work.
Like, yay, send me $5. Like,
Right. So
Like today.
we'll go right into the fun. Like today. Today, before we leave,
I gotta
y'all
get
can put a
gas.
cash out
Like,
there.
what are we talking about?
send cash.
Well, while we're talking about this, let's go on to funding, right? Let's talk about
Give me the
funding
money.
your art, funding your dreams, funding your passions. So, and I do want to give a shout out because I am a GCAC navigator, and so let's give it up for GCAC. Our producer and videographer right now is we have a GCAC person in the audience. I won't put them on blast like that, but we have a producer here who is a navigator as well, and like it's a really wonderful community, and it's very uplifting, and it's also paid, right? Like because they realize the importance of having money for artists. Outside of that, though, it has been probably since I don't have a full-time salary positions. I do have some part-time things and lots of clients. I'm a consultant, but like it also winds up being like I get a lot of no's. I have to spend time, hours at a time, writing grants, writing funding proposals, writing for investors, and seeing if I really even want them to invest because investors kind of feel like they have some entitlement. They want it to be a certain way, right? Like they like your brand, but they want it to look a certain way, and then you're like, I don't really want that either, right? So then the other option, the last option, is to personally fund and maybe even crowdfund or tickets or whatever that is. And it's really, really challenging, and I don't always have the words to articulate how challenging it is. And I feel like the four of us can figure that out right now. Talk to me about it. Your journeys. This is gonna heal somebody. I already know it because it's already healing me. Just even open up that conversation with y'all.
So I just be doing shit. I don't, but that is how SoulDope began. I was working at Chase. And my background is in banking, so like higher level executive office banking. In my 20s, I'm in here taking CEO complaints, but sitting in a cubicle. Like I ain't supposed to be up in here. I'm supposed to be doing this. So I was like, I'm gonna start an entertainment company. I didn't know it would evolve into what it evolved into, but I knew I wanted to put some shows together. I have no money for that. Like at that time, single mom, I have me, my daughter, rent, but I knew I had to do a thing. And for all of these years, I just keep doing things. No one has ever swooped in and been like, here's a big check to help you, or even a kind of big check, or a couple $1,000s check to help me do things. It's been completely reliable. I mean, talking grassroots on people just showing up, paying that $10 for the open mic, or paying that $25 for the bigger concert, or paying the $40 because I decided I'm going to cook food and include it in the ticket. People like food in Columbus a lot.
She makes
Pro
really
tip,
good
find
food.
a way to feed people.
She makes really good food.
Feed the people and they will come. But that's been kind of my strategy, or just like my go-to. But I am learning that part of that is because I think a lot of us are afraid of the no, are afraid to even ask people for money, to even sit down and learn how to ask people for money, to write a grant or do all of those things, because what if they say no? And I did all this work and I asked. So let me just go ahead and do tickets and hope that 50 people show up and we make enough money so that I can pay everybody. But the problem with that is the first 10, 12 years of me doing things, I didn't walk away with any money. Paying bands, paying artists to feature, paying for this, paying for that, buying tortilla chips and all this stuff to make sure that everybody's having a grand experience. And then I don't have gas money or money to send my daughter on a field trip. Not now. I'm good now. Marry the right person. Also that. Your partner is an asset, or they should be. Love is great, but it also should make sense. But that grassroots shit is bullshit, because there's money out here. I'm not an expert on that. Karen can speak more on that. But don't be afraid to ask, to figure out how to ask, to find people in your community that are good at asking and they know how to navigate money and how to find the money. They know where the money is. So now with my grand idea to have an R&B festival, that we're in our second year. I had some funding last year, some donors, a few sponsors that personally went into their things and gave me some money that was very helpful. but working on getting a bigger grant because I don't want to worry about money. I want to worry about the production side, the art, make sure everybody's good, and we deserve that for our art as Black women. We make everything better, and we should have all the money that we need to keep making this world better.
Because we get it and we give it right back.
We get it, and we're just going to get it and give it to the people. It's not like I need you to write me a check for me. I'm going to get what I need to get out of it. It's not for me. It's for what I'm putting out here. We all deserve that.
Absolutely. And I think the reframe for me, like I started doing some emotional intelligence work, and the one thing I did really, really pull from there was like, how many no's can I get, right? Like how many no's can I get? And then the reframe for a weary and rejected mind is like, when is my next yes? Who is my next yes? What is my next yes? And that kind of keeps you going.
Because there's a yes.
There's a yes somewhere. There's a yes somewhere. It might be your next one right after you give up. Don't give up.
It's the right yes.
Yeah, it's the right yes too. It's the one that is going to let you do the things that you actually want to do and not have all these stipulations too.
And anxiety about paying people properly. Yeah.
I think for me, it's absolutely community, and specifically the community of artists. So people like Qamil and SoulDope Entertainment that have hired me consistently and pays me on time. And
Pays me on time.
pays me on time. On time.
Very clear communication.
When I get this money, you will have it immediately.
We'll have this by
Yes.
period.
Exactly. And yes.
By that day.
Exactly.
Earlier,
So community with other artists who have that, integrity and that sense of community and responsibility, absolutely is the reason and my main source of funding, really, for doing the things that I enjoy doing. Even connections and just trading, talent and saying, hey, I'll write this for you, or I'll show up and host this for you, or I'll do this for you if you can just, take some pictures for me, or take this video for me, or, what have you. Also having a partner, almost 2 years now, who's also creative. I do have a boyfriend.
Stevi got a man.
He's an artist. He's good. He's good. He's a good artist.
He is really good.
If she like her man, she love her man. She love her man.
He's a good man. He is. My
He a good man, Savannah.
Yes. To my man. Thank you to my man. Where the camera at? So, no, but seriously, he's super supportive and talented himself, and it does things like we have a really great balance in our relationship when it comes to being creatives and also supporting each other, because I am a corporate girly for now. And that's all I'm going to tell y'all about that, because it's going on YouTube, so... Yeah, that's all anybody needs to know. But it, like most Black women in any corporate environment, it can be really challenging. And you do have to show up in a way that sometimes other folks don't have to show up, and that can be costly. And it's expensive to be an artist. And not just in, I think when we hear expenses, of course we think of all of the hard expenses, like you said, gas money, I gotta rent, the basics, right? But then the other expenses that we were touching on, the mental load, the emotional expense, the self, just like where I'm trying to get myself through this, and then also being open so that you can get the download, so that you're not forcing the poems, right? Because you don't want this to be pure work, especially when you are working for other people. But yes, you do need money to make it happen. You do. So I think community is important. And I absolutely agree that asking and looking for it, seeking it out, is very scary. And just real quick, it's hard for people like me who are professional procrastinators. Our meeting is tomorrow.
That's cute.
Where Dante at? Where Dante at when you need him with a shirt?
The professional procrastinators, right? I can see him now. Hey, Dante. Dante, shout out to Dante because he's gotten me together on several occasions. Yes, like Stevie, where is the book though? And I'm like, okay, it's coming tomorrow. And then that was like 2 years ago. So professional procrastinator. It is hard to just get over the doing, the part where you have to sit down and open your computer and log in and then type all of the stuff out that you do and then put your resume in, and they still want you to talk about your experience. Like, well, then why'd you ask me for my resume if, I'm sorry, that was a different topic. But anyways, I'm just saying, just the unnecessary.
The neuro understands.
I hate
the
that.
creatives
Like,
are with
don't
you.
ask
We're
me
here.
for unnecessary information.
Not even gonna read it.
You don't even care for real. Like, I gave you the synopsis, but people, and shout out, one thing I will say about GCAC is I always appreciated their goal in trying to make funding accessible for people. Because there are so many obstacles, and one of those obstacles is this idea that you have to prove your worthiness of getting the funding. And when you're already full of self-doubt, it's even harder to then now have to explain to somebody else.
It's a story of overcoming,
Finish the
right?
application.
Like
you don't even finish the application.
You
Right.
don't.
There's so many
You
artists
don't.
that don't. They
Right.
go in, they look at the thing, and they're like,
hard.
oh, okay, I'm going to come back to it. And
Yup.
they never do because,
Never
again,
do.
that fear of putting it in there, doing the work, and being told no.
Yeah.
And it's like rolling applications, right? Like,
Yeah.
so you have months sometimes
do.
to
Yeah,
do
it's
it, and
dope.
you still will get to the point where you're like, I don't know if this is the right idea. I don't know if this will
Just
get
send
funded.
it, guys.
Just send it.
Send it.
Send
They'll
it.
tell you.
And they'll give you feedback.
They
Like
will,
they'll tell
like,
you that,
send it.
hey, do this.
Leave this off, resend it in the next round.
Yeah,
Like,
which
yeah.
I appreciate the feedback because a lot of times, like, people won't, like, I want somebody to tell, I mean, I have a wife that does it now, but, like, I want somebody to tell me
Shout
when
out
it's,
to
like,
Aaron.
not it. Like, you know, like, that's not it. Like, go back to the drawing board with that. And, like, in love, you know what I mean? Like, we don't have a lot of people that either know how to say something to us, especially if they're not Black women. Like, they don't always know how to say to us because we do have a really loving community of allies, you know what I mean? And they're always like, I don't, I'm like, say it directly to me. Like, let me know because that means you're listening. That means you're listening, and I do want that feedback. But that's a great point about GCAC. Yeah, for sure.
Can you ask me the question again? Money. We talking about money.
We talk about
okay, so
funding
listen.
and- yeah.
Okay, so I tell artists that I work with all the time, one, you don't have to starve to be an artist. You don't have to starve to do that. The other thing that I tell people is that I am someone, I think just in general as artists, as humans, like our basic needs have to be met before we can think about anything else. At least for me, that's my life, right? Like
Maslow's hierarchy of needs, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Basic needs before self-actualization, right?
As an artist, sometimes we get so tunnel vision on what we're creating and what we're trying to create that for some people, that kind of just falls by the wayside, right? And so I also am a corporate girly. Like, I go to work every day and do the things. But last May, I got laid off. And when I got laid off, I went through this space of like, damn, I got all these things lined up that I'm about to do, that I was planning my checks to pay my bills and to pay the artist and to do all the things. And what am I supposed to do? Right? And so it just so happens the way that God works, right? My business with artists and creatives, God was like, hey, so you got some time, sit down and figure out what this looks like. And even in our businesses and things like that, they're always evolving. But at that moment, it was like, sit down, see what this looks like, figure it out while I work out whatever else needs to be worked out. Exactly, right? And so, exactly. And so that's what I did, right? So from like May to July of last year, I was still showing up in my art shows. I was still doing all the things, didn't know how my bills was getting paid, but I was going to do some art stuff. So when it comes to funding, I'm one of those people that, like, outside of GCAC, I haven't really delved much into where the funding is, but I also understand and know that even as an artist now, like, I have a book that's supposed to be coming out, but as an artist, it's like the way that I see it happening, right? Even if it's not like absolutely what I planned in my head, it has to happen somewhere near there, or it's like the whole thing is going to get lost in what it is, right? But it's like, we need money to do that. So it's like, I'm leaving here and going to a job interview for people to give me some more money, right? Like, give me some more money. But I think the big thing is like recognizing that you do need money. Like, we have to fund the things that we're doing, not only our lives, but every single thing that we are doing as a creative. Even if it's a free event, somebody wants some money somewhere. Like, it might have been free to you, but we had to pay for it. So not only asking for the money, and then I think the other thing is just realizing that budgets and allocation and those type of things are important as an artist too. Like, not just for paying your rent. Like, as an artist, sit down and figure out what money you need. How much is this going to cost me, right? And I'm a super big advocate for paying artists. I don't play. If you are asking me to help you do something and you are talking about the artist and the people that you want, I will not come if you're not trying to pay these artists. I don't care. But a lot of artists, when they're out here doing things, they don't put together a budget. They just say, we about to do it, and I'm going to do it with next week's check.
Going to the studio.
Yeah, and it's
the
like,
studio
no.
costs money.
It costs money. And everything can't be done with next week's check. You might have to plan it.
For 6 months. You might have to roll it out in 6 months.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to be able to do all that with it.
And that's the thing. Like, you are stressed out because you don't have a place to live, but you want to do this art thing. And I get it. I completely get it, because we artists and we live in the clouds a lot. But also, whatever quality of work that you put out is not going to be what it needs to be when your basic needs are not met.
Also, if you hit her up to be your manager, you're going to need to have some money. She might not charge you a lot of money, but you can't be like, I ain't really got no job right now. And I'd be like sleeping on my friend's couch.
And
but I think that you should work for me so that I could possibly, I know,
that I can possibly
get this cover song that I keep performing out, and people will really like it, and then they're gonna book me, and then when that happens, I'm gonna pay you some money, Tiffany Mariie.
And it's like,
but not today.
It's like, whoa.
You don't got nothing else to do.
Like, but that's literally happened, and it's like,
that was a true story
in real life, right? Like, in real life, and she was the first person. I said, "Girl, look at this.
Absolutely not.
Look at what he said.
Somebody come look at this.
Block them right now. Hit the button.
But
Content no longer available.
Go in there and block it.
That is also the beautiful part of having community, right? So, like, Qamil, you, J. Esquire, right? I started performing when I was 18. Just bouncing around, trying to find my way, right? And so for everything to come full circle, it's like all of you guys are now watching me do the things. But it's necessary to, and this is completely off topic, I'm sorry, but it's necessary to have those people around you who can attest to where you've come from and are open and willing to being like, hey, so try this, right? Like, J. Esquire gets me together all the time. Hey, so did you try this? You didn't even try this. Try this.
You didn't even try it.
Like, literally the other day, it was like, hey,
she's like
you're not even,
actually.
you didn't even try this. Do this, right? And it's also important in those spaces to listen. Listen, you can't ask people for help and then not listen to what they tell you.
Hold on, you gotta repeat that one time, because we all laughing because we all getting each other together. It's a vibe, but I need you to say that with no other interruption.
It literally doesn't make sense. You cannot ask people for help or advice or what you should do and then not listen to the advice. And if you don't understand, ask questions. Yes. And if you don't like that advice, ask somebody else. But either way, you need to take something from that because it's an energy exchange. That's why people can't pick my brain for free.
Right. Anymore.
You
used to let them do it.
I did.
We all was out in these streets giving away the best.
That's where, again, community, right?
That goes to the money too, because you can say, hey, so someone approached me about doing this, but they ain't really got no money. And then your people are going to be like, you know what? I think that's a good look. You should still go ahead and do it. Mm-hmm. Or they're going to be like, girl, hell no. Like,
on
Stevi,
principle.
all the time. No, they're not paying you enough money.
'Cause what?
Tell them no. And they want you to host for 12 hours in the sun for $150?
Yeah.
Hell no.
And it's necessary to have people around you who don't hesitate to remind you who the fuck you are. because that's something like even in an evolution as artists and as creative people, it's like we're constantly becoming something. Like Qamil said, the healing is always a thing, right?
She be calling me Barry Gordy all the time.
I do,
like-
because she is. But it's like you have to have those people. We're ever evolving, right? Qamil will tell me in a heartbeat, like, hey, I've known you for 10, 11, 12 years. You're not doing that. Like, she'll tell me what I'm not finna do. And I'll be like, oh, okay.
But I think the hardest part
Qamil
about that
said
is
no.
like when you need maybe like $20 would be helpful right now, but to still have to say no because you know your worth and you know that in time you have to create space for those right offers and those right things and say no. Like,
it's
I'm not
stupid.
worth that, even
Don't
though
do
I
it.
need that $20. I could use that.
And as artists, I think that our good friend Michael Glaze has a workshop that he does, and one of the things that he talks about is not taking things out of necessity, right? And it's like you said, I might need this $20. I might need this $150 real quick because I got a bill due, because that's the reality of life. But it's like I'm just walking into spaces and shows that's like, I don't even belong here. Like, I don't belong
This is
here.
stupid. Why am I
This is
here?
not even getting ran good. And as a curator, it's like I have a really hard time going into events and not picking it apart, because I'll be like, oh, this is stupid. This
That's
doesn't
real
make any
though,
sense. Like,
because
this is
you
stupid.
create these spaces. All right, so it is 12:30, and I
it?
want to
Okay.
give you one
get money.
second
Yes,
to
yes.
yeah, we're gonna send you off to go get the money.
Okay.
But in terms of legacy, what do you want to leave behind?
You know, I want people to feel something from me, right? Like, I am who I am in every space. I don't care who, what, where, even in corporate spaces, right? Like, naturally we got to tone it down a little bit, but I'm me in real life. Like, I'm going just like this to the next place to talk just like this. So, but I think the biggest part of like my legacy that I want is for people to always remember how they felt. Whether it be me giving you a hug, a conversation we had, even in passing, me being like, hey, how you doing? You all right? Have a good day. Like, that's my thing. As an artist, as a human being, like, you felt me. You know what I'm saying? I think that's my biggest thing.
I love it. Thank you for joining us. And
Of
let's give
course.
Tiffany some flowers and head her out with the right
I love you
amount of
guys.
love.
I gotta go.
We love you. Yeah, but we're not done.
Go get the
though.
bag.
We're gonna hear it from everybody else. But like, thank you,
the
Tiffany. So many gems. Woo. Woo, somebody get the bag.
Get the bag,
Go
girl.
get the bag. You better group chat this, okay? Okay. I love y'all. All right, so let's talk legacy with you all. What kind of legacy are you wanting to leave? And I'll do this for you, Stevie. So I'll say mine. So as far as I just want to be supportive.
I appreciate this.
Yeah, with me, I definitely resonate with what Tiffany said about, how you make people feel. Like, that's really all we have, right? Is how we make people feel. I want to open doors for people. I want them to know that there's somebody with a bunch of identities that maybe they haven't seen anybody doing something like that before. I want them to know that it's possible. I want them to know what joy feels like and what it feels like to be almost revolutionary and building community and people. I was writing a poem the other day, and they used to call me Care Bear at like 10. Like, they started calling me Care Bear, and I'm so sensitive, but the world jaded me over time, and I had to like peel back those layers of like, I'm so tender right now, and I don't care. Like, that's why I was like, girl, cry, because I've been sitting in rooms and having conversations, and like tears will just start falling. I'm like, don't worry about it. I mean, it is cancer season, so I'm like, don't. I couldn't have said that with Tiffany here because she's cancer, but like, with cancer season and all that kind of stuff, yeah, we're like looking for it. But like, I have allowed myself, and I've held that in so long, and I've been judgy, and I've been kind of like. But then, like, when I see tenderness, or when I see somebody being tender with themselves or being good to themselves or affirming themselves, I'm like, yes, like, that's it. And like, I don't apologize for that anymore. And so that's my legacy that I want to leave, is that it's possible, that with hard work and discipline and consistency, you can literally do anything. And I want people to feel that way about their dreams and their visions when they're around me. Thanks.
That's beautiful. I love that. I've been tender and didn't really want to be tender. I've always been tender. I've always been
Tenderoni.
Yes. I've always been sensitive. It's always been really easy to make me laugh and really easy to make me cry. And sometimes I'm, laughing because I'm mad and sad. Sometimes I'm crying because I'm happy. So, but that has always been me. And so there's a certain level of, so my stage name is Dear Miss Stevi. And when I first started doing poetry, shout out to Carnell. Y'all know him of Willoughby Soul Veg. I know him as Necessary because he was hosting a youth open mic and is the one that essentially discovered me. And he would always call me Sister Stevi when I was 16. And then I came out and started writing. This is after I had actually kind of had to take a step back because I was going through just a lot, marriage, and had very young kids and wasn't able to write a lot and do the things I loved. So I started writing this blog where I would write letters to myself. And so it was and it's still up. So it's dearstevie.wordpress. And I did 100 days of writing project and wrote letters to myself, or wrote something every single day for 100 days. Whew, it was deep. But it would be dear, dear sad girl, dear happy
sullen girl.
Yeah, sullen girl. This dear whatever I was going through. Yeah, dear activist, dear whatever. And it was all me. It was all me. And it became this thing where I'm I don't know if this is going to resonate with anybody else. I don't know if this is going to be as helpful as I hope it is to somebody else, but I got to get this out. This is me actively trying to liberate myself and lean into who I am and who I've been and accept this tender heart, because it's what allows me to notice the things that I can write about that people say they appreciate. I wouldn't be able to do this if I didn't have that tenderness, if I didn't have that quirky sense of humor or what have you. So I think that I want my legacy to be like that. It's okay to be loving and soft and human in a world that desperately needs it, because the world's on fire, y'all. So, and it's hard for me to go on day to day and not have that in the back of my mind, and so it's the only way that I think that we really can pass on and create legacy as artists, is to continue to draw attention to the fact and continue to draw attention to our humanity and compassion and empathy for each other as people.
We need that so bad right now. Thank you for speaking on that.
Okay, legacy. I think of a few things. So as a woman, the number one thing that I want to leave behind is 3 really good humans that I raised. I need them to be compassionate. I need them to be free to be themselves. There's 3 of them. They're all very different. Shout out to my baby Cancer. Yeah. I need them to understand boundaries, which they do already, which is way ahead of what I was at all of their various ages. Their no's are no's already, so I think they're on the right track. But when it's all said and done, there will be my ultimate representatives of my life, like your kids. These came out of the house where I was the most myself. So that as an artist, I don't know. Obviously, I want to leave behind some good ass R&B that people can sing 50 years from now, and cover into oblivion. And I feel like I've accomplished that, and I have more coming. So good music. As someone who is constantly working to uplift other artists, when I'm 90 and I'm done, I probably won't. I'll probably be like Patti LaBelle and still out here with fly ass wigs or whatever. But I want my legacy in that space to be that Qamil had us like nobody else did. We may not have known it at the time, but looking back, damn, when no one cared, she was like out here caring. And in a lot of ways, I'm already experiencing that. So I may have to find another one because there's always somebody coming to me and saying, your stage was the first one I was ever on. You booked me for my first feature 10 years ago. And I'm like, I don't even, like, do you rap? Like, I don't even remember. Because there's so many people over the top, over the years, there's been so many people. So in some ways, that legacy is already in place. Or like Stevi said, she booked me to host or I book her to do whatever. I think that is legacy. That's like living legacy already, because we don't always get that for somebody just looking out to make sure that we have a space to like be dope, be great, to evolve, to learn. Tiffany Mariie was 18 when she first performed at something of mine, and she was one who I booked for one of her first features, and look at her now. Like, that's legacy to me. I don't have to even talk about it. Just kind of like kick people out the nest, encourage. You want to do what? I think that'd be great. Put this color in it when you do it or whatever. So I'm living it. So I'll be curious to know what my answer to that would be in like 5-10 years.
Well, I'll be here to ask it to you.
Yeah, we'll see what that's looking like. But yeah, mostly good humans, raising good people is top of the list.
I love that. All right. Well, I want to open it up to a couple questions from the audience, but then we'll have a closing activity that I think you all will enjoy.
Oh, boy.
All right. So is there anybody that has a question or a comment for the panel? Oh, yeah. So you're on camera.
I got to get on camera.
Right there.
Right there.
Bam.
Was I?
Yeah, you were.
So the ladies know me, and they know Leslie can't shut the fuck up. But first and foremost, I actually will publicly thank each of you for the support that you've given me over time, because y'all know your girl been through it, right? And somehow she's still, but like when we were doing my podcast, Qamil was like, come in the studio, let's get the Stevi with those poems, when sometimes Stevi wasn't feeling the greatest. She was like, but here's a poem, because I know, you like helping each other. Karen, I can't even begin. Karen has literally saved my life. So, but earlier we were talking about the issue of age and wanting to do things. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you for that correction.
Non-issue.
Sometimes my speakity ain't always the. It's okay. But as a woman of a certain age, we see me out here doing things, but also like wanting to respect my body, and being a late bloomer. Now I'm just now at almost 55, hitting perimenopause, and it sucks. Oh my God, it's the worst. So like, how much grace do you give yourself when you're in a situation like physically you're just like, I just can't make this happen tonight? Like,
I go home.
You don't?
I go home if I can't do it, or I never go.
Okay.
I never leave, and I'm fine with that.
Finally.
Yeah, I think for me, I try to figure out, like, I start to feel that way probably leading up to it. And I saw your birthday party, so I'm really excited about that. I'm going to give you a shameless plug here. But you're doing, for her 55th, she's doing 5 different types of art at a show. It's so dope. I'm into it. I was like, oh, this is good.
Very cool.
Like poetry, acting, comedy, belly dancing. What else?
And African drumming.
African drumming, yes. So like, she's doing it. But what I will say is I normally know, I start to get a feeling and close to the event or the thing that I can't go. And so right now I try to listen to that immediately. And also like, give language and give people enough time. If I'm booked or something like that, give people enough time to find someone else, or, apologize and then say it, but then like kind of move on. Like I say it and then I'm like, all right, I'm going to go do what I said I needed to do instead of this. I'm going to take care of myself. But when you ask about grace, give yourself grace, and then give yourself a little more, and then give yourself a little more.
And give yourself permission to say, no. It's okay to be no. Oh, and rest. I wanted to talk about that earlier, and how we don't rest enough, even if it means shutting up and chilling with your friends. I don't know why we're so hard on ourselves about we need rest physically. The older we get, yes, we can still do things, but stuff is exhausting.
Not
like
at the
physically
same pace,
exhausting.
we can't.
Yeah, I can still do it, but you're doing 5 things in one show. Like, how?
I need 2 days after.
You might need a nap.
Oh, listen,
and that's okay.
Once I finished the flyer, I was just like, I done really said.
You posted it.
You did.
I think I have a solid plan. But,
well, I mean, you have some people to
I'm
talk
gonna
to
sleep the
about it
next
too.
day.
It's gonna be
I'm
fabulous.
absolutely
Yes,
sleeping.
I would do it the day before and the day after.
Yes.
before and
Take off.
Okay.
No,
I'm
for real.
actually really proud. That's why I was saying finally, because I've been to some events where Qamil should not have shown up.
My dude,
And was
you
pushing
walked in
through.
with an oxygen tank.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's why I was like, no, finally.
That was ridiculous.
She had
So
pneumonia,
she- yeah.
double pneumonia.
I didn't
after
know
COVID.
that it was double
She had-
pneumonia.
Wait. You had an
Tank
oxygen
and her,
tank, but you didn't know that you
nebulizer.
had double-
It was my anniversary party. Like I cannot not show up for a little
She was
bit.
sitting down
I shouldn't have
singing
shown up.
nebulizer.
She should not have showed up.
That was ridiculous. I would never do that
was
again.
Right. And so the lessons of I won't go, I'll stay home. I'm so proud, so happy to hear
Thanks.
you say that. I've also personally seen Karen just like take steps to make sure they are prioritizing their health, their safety, and then still able to show up, which gives me I just think it's like I'm just always in awe of the things that you all are able to do, because honestly, my physical limitations are often a result of like some mental health that I'm dealing with. So like legit fatigue, where it's just like I cannot move. Or there are times like right before a show that I'm even excited about, that like super happy about, the avoidance will come over me, and I'll just be like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And so in those moments,
Fear of
I
being
do
perceived.
have to, yes. In those moments, I do have to push through. But what's important about the way we push through, like what am I telling myself when I'm pushing through? Am I being mean to myself about how I'm feeling? Because that's only going to suck even more energy away from me to be able to do it. Or am I encouraging myself and reminding myself that it's okay to feel this way? One. Number two, that it's not true, that I am safe, that I can do these things. And then I feel a little bit more motivated. And then also giving myself the treat, which is not a treat. You are so right. But in my mind, I'll be like, and then after this, I can take a nap, And then after this, I can go just
Right,
get
it's
some
not a
ice cream
treat, it's
and chill
rest.
out.
We actually
It's
need
not-
it.
It's really not a treat.
No.
But
It feels good.
But it feels good. And I remind myself of what's going to happen after, because I imagine, just like I watch you perform, you are phenomenal in anything that you do on stage. And when you are tapping into that, people don't realize, all of us, like when you really are going there,
You're in a sweet spot.
you're in a sweet spot, you're in a different place. And recovery is required. Truly. When you are up there for real performing,
That's
you
your soul.
must.
That's your soul on stage.
You must.
Should be, guys.
For sure. So I say, if you need to push through, push gently. Push gently. And recovery, restoration, I think is key.
And talk to yourself like you would talk to one of us. If we were saying, I really am tired. You wouldn't be like, girl, what do you mean? Like, you need to get up and get it done. The same conversation is the kind of conversation you should have with yourself.
Thank you.
Love you.
Bye. Oh, perfect. Oh, awesome.
There's an X right here that you can
Nice. Awesome. Hey, how y'all doing?
Hi.
Oh, back, best. Okay, just a little. Just a
I was
little.
fine
I
with
was,
it.
Okay, cool.
She had no problem
I really
with
have
that.
more just a comment.
Okay.
Like, this conversation really filled my soul. This fellowship just really took me, and I know we had a pre-show before the pre-show. So this just really sort of solidified that I'm on the right path, that I should not deter from where I'm going. And I just keep, just have this sort of, you have a village. I don't always like saying village, but there are people who are going to support you, and you have that. And there are times, like you said, the world is on fire. It is hot. It's actually really hot. It's literally hot. So, but that's my comment. And I just wanted to say thank you for the conversation. Thank you for filling my cup, because I was like, I don't know if I should come, but I said, but I'm just so incredibly blessed to just even get a snippet to hear from each and every one of you. So I just want to say thank you.
That's a word.
you.
That's a word.
Thank you.
Oh, come on.
Okay, Miss
Come on,
Diane.
Diane.
Where's the X? Okay.
Okay. She nailed it. Okay, I was going to say.
Right there? Yeah.
Okay, so I also I don't really have a question, but my husband and I want to cry. My husband and I have this comment where we say to each other, you just don't know. You don't know what somebody else is going through. And to hear you say, like, you feel like this awkward whatever. Like, you are so beautiful, and the irony of you wearing the sweet pillow. It's like we look at you and we're like, of course she's sweet, like, and gorgeous, and like that.
Thank you.
And
That's
you know, the preconceived notions that we have of people, we don't know, and which is, I showed up for Karen today just because I love her, but we just don't know, and I think we need to put ourselves into positions where we don't know and to experience others,
That's so good.
which is what I did, and I was nervous.
I'm glad.
So
Thank
glad
you for coming.
came.
I'm done.
I'm glad.
So glad you came. So tender. I'm gonna go cry for the
gotta
rest of the
wiggle.
afternoon.
Yes, it's been a lot
Yeah.
of tender.
All right.
tenderness.
So here's our final moment. It's a give them flowers moment. You get a minute. You get a minute, and yeah, you get a minute.
30 seconds. Then.
Yeah, go.
Well, who am I giving flowers to?
Give them to yourself, whoever you feel like.
I'm
in
gonna
this
give you
moment right now.
flowers. That's who I feel like
that
giving
was not why I
flowers
did
to.
this.
I know you didn't, but we work together a lot. We talk a lot, but I don't always get to say like, wow, like you're a wow person. In addition, besides all the stuff that you do professionally, which is a lot of stuff. Ask me how I know, because I manage your social media. I also do that. That's ridiculous. But
Like,
just
dang, 6 events in 4 days. All right, here we go. Give me a little screenshot. With it.
But just as my friend, one of the best moments in our friendship was you coming to my wedding, and the moment you had with your dad at my wedding, and that you chose that space to do it in, meant so much to me.
His anniversary's coming up the second.
I know. And I cooked for her dad, and that means so much to me. When he was here, she hired me, like, can you make my dad food? And I'm like, yeah, it's going to be the best food he ever had. And I got to feed your dad, and I get to feed you as a friend and make sure that I am there to make sure that you're good and you have what you need. So those flowers are for you.
Flowers to everyone in the room. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being who you are. Thank you for always creating space for people to be themselves. Thank you for being tender and being open to being tender and being open to other people who are tender. That's a beautiful thing. Thank you, Qamil, for all you do. Shout out to every beautiful person in this room. Shout out to Jay. Flowers, flowers, flowers for all that you do. I've watched you grow. I've watched you push. I've watched you work. And it's been every time you celebrate something, I just want you to know I am celebrating with you. And I just admire everybody in here so much. Now y'all cry.
I'm like, I have on eyeliner. I don't even be crying. I'm not going to do it. Because now you're talking about her, and I'm like, she had her bow ties on, and she was hosting a thing, and now she's at the radio station. She's sitting here with all this cool ass equipment and like her T-shirt, and it's so cool.
I'm so proud, so proud. It's well deserved, and I'm really proud. And y'all have, I think, like you all, each of you, given me opportunity after opportunity. So thank you very, very much.
Speaking of that, would you like your job back at the R&B festival?
I would love my job back.
I love this. And as soon as they leave, they about to get a cash app from me. Okay, so just know
This is
that
great.
I couldn't have thought of a better. And when I sent y'all all the dates, I really did hope that it was going to be. Everybody. And I knew I didn't know why, but I knew I needed this today. And my cup runneth over. Everybody in here, man, I love y'all for real. Like, I say that, but I really do. I love y'all for real. And when one of us wins, everybody wins. And I'm so grateful for this conversation. I know it's blessed everybody in here, but I know it's going to just really pour into some people at the right time when they need it once we're done. So I love you. Thank you. All right, y'all. Take care.